Welcome, everybody, to another Metanet Meetup. And as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different location today. I'm actually here in the great state of Colorado. And as promised, we're here to talk about adversarial interoperability today on the blockchain.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got Braden, we got Bob, we got Casey. Good to see you guys as always. We're here at the Babbage HQ. They are actually. I'm at a conference with Michael today, but yeah, we're building stuff to make the internet more interoperable, whether Web 2 platform landlords like it or not. So, what does that mean for us? It means that when we have our data and we put it onto a silo like X, or when we put it into YouTube, when we put it into these other platforms, these people own our data. It's like living in a feudal castle. But really, we should think about things in terms of moving between platforms, owning all of the aspects of who we are, all of the work that we do. And we can do that with the BSV blockchain because the BSV blockchain enables significant data-rich capabilities so that you can do multimedia content. You can capture high volumes of content, transactions. You can memorialize. You can make record of what existed when. And we're going to pull the entire internet into the BSV blockchain so that the internet and all the content on it is recorded. And so that people have a place they can go to access all of the things that they care about. When we think about these new generation of apps, Web3 dApps, right? We think about different ways to plug into the same data. So consider a platform like the Metanet microblog. Metanet microblog was created by a developer that doesn't work at Babbage, but we were able to, use AI to kind of vibe code some things that can actually interact with it. I think Braden, you were able to do something like that, and that is kind of crazy. These new agentic things they can plug in everywhere, it seems. But we can build alternative user interfaces to plug into the data that we care about, so that if one of them goes away, or maybe they implement a moderation policy we don't like, all of our data still stays around. And that's what adversarial interoperability means. It means when you put something onto a Web 2 silo, we're just going to take it off and we're going to put it onto Web 3. We're going to make it available so that anybody can vibe code a very simple decentralized application or dApp that can plug into that, and it can access all of that data, and it will allow people to connect in new ways, in more innovative ways. And we're very excited to share some of those demos and maybe even take some of our things with us when we go to the moon. Right. That's kind of what the theme is here today. So yeah, we're happy to be building these things. I'm very proud of Braden for taking all this time and making all these things happen. Other people on the team as well have worked really hard to create all of the necessary components in order to bring all of the Web 2 stuff onto Web 3. Whether it's shout out to Jackie or someone working on UHLP to allow multimedia content to be uploaded. Whether it's Tone working on the wallet toolbox, and all of our transactions move through the system smoothly and can be processed and timestamped by our lovely transaction processors like Gorilla Pool. So thanks, Kurt, for witnessing all of the sequences of events as we put all of our transactions onto the network. And we're going to be talking about client-side systems today. That means systems that work on your computer, not a centralized server, not a centralized platform or database, but on your machine. So if you visit a website like consider, X, where you have all this content, all of that's showing on your screen. And so basically what we can do is just take it right off of your screen and yeet it onto the blockchain so that everybody can see it, even if X goes away in the future, right? Some of us like Elon, we think he's a great guy, but what if his platform goes away? Are we going to have access to all of that content? I don't know. If we put it on the blockchain, probably we'll be able to access it in the future, because we have systems like overlay networks that allow anybody to plug in and synchronize this data. And it's verifiable with SPV and Merkle proofs. So all of this to say, we're building the future. We're not going to wait around for Web 2 silos to plug in to this new world. We're just going to grab all of this stuff and we're going to be adversarially interoperable. And all of these people, all of their data, we're going to the moon, but we're taking all of our stuff with us. And that's why it's going to be a fun time up there.
Yep.
This has nothing to do with price. This is about our identity. This is about our agency. It's about our data. It's about our capacity to deal directly with one another using transactional micropayments. So that when I listen to a song created by my favorite artist, I can show some support. Or so that when I see a post that's insightful from someone like John Calhoun building a 402 agency, I saw he made a really great article about how Coinbase needs a middleman to process a 5-cent transaction. And that's not what blockchain is for. Mm-hmm. So we're here to maybe just build some stuff and talk a little bit about what blockchain is for, but also show it in action. So on that note, I'd love to turn it over to Braden Langley, our CTO, and maybe he can show us what blockchain is for. Over to you, Braden.
Okay. I'll get ready to demo here. Let's see. Share screen. So basically what I have prepared is a browser extension. And I think I'll start with the one you just mentioned about getting X posts on chain. This is a pretty early proof of concept, but I think it demonstrates what's possible now with all these tools we have. Because it really didn't take me that long to build this. So I'm using Chrome right now. And if I go into my extensions, there's an extension here called Moonshot, launch X posts to the moon. So let's enable this one. And if I go over back to X and I refresh, you won't be able to see anything really change, but you'll notice there's this little rocket icon down here, which seems like something Elon would have, but I don't think it's there on everyone else's page.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
So if I click right here, you can see there's some posts. Actually, it already collected 11 of them. But if I just start scrolling, I'm just going to start fueling all these posts. And
so this
now
is
my rocket
Project Babbage scroll and spew technology.
Yeah. Let's see. Can you still see my screen, or did it?
No.
Where's your screen at? When did it go away?
My screen likes to hide itself for some reason.
It
should be up now. There we go.
There. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I fuel my rocket, 25 posts. So let's launch this. And it's going to broadcast all those. And there we go. Now they're launched to the moon and they're on chain. So I can go to the moon feed here and I can see all these that have been launched. Oh, now it's getting more because I scrolled. I can load more. So these posts you could build another standalone social media site that plugs into all these on-chain posts instead of having to rely on X. But as I scroll, oh, there we go. Let's launch some more. And this is how we're going to get all of the X posts on-chain.
Yep. So this is a team effort. We're going to need everybody's help we can get. We're going to need everybody to install this extension and just scroll through as many X posts as possible. And we're going to move the entire X platform onto a blockchain because we believe in the power of micropayments. Yeah. So install the extension when it becomes available. And certainly use it to put a whole bunch of stuff on chain. And, we talked about John Calhoun before with his 402 agency. And I think that's really powerful. I also did partake. I did a little bit in the Terragun transaction system where we spew a bunch of transactions onto the network. And I think I might have been number one for a few hours. And then the other person who used to be number one, he went up to me. And so anyways, we made lots of transactions with that system. But we thought to ourselves, what if these transactions were X posts?
Yeah.
Because they could act as little fuel pellets for a moon rocket.
Yeah.
And in the future, maybe we'll add some moon rocks so that when you put a post on the moon. When you launch a rocket full of posts onto the moon, you'll get yourself a moon rock on your X profile.
Yep.
And maybe in the future as well, if someone has all of their posts on the moon, that person can be christened an astronaut. So what you could do if you wanted to christen some of your friends as astronauts on the moon with all their posts, all you would have to do is go to their profile, and then you could scroll through all of their posts and use the Project Babbage scroll and spew technology to fuel up a moon rocket with all of them on their whole profile. And then if all of their posts for their whole profile end up on chain, then hopefully in the future we'll have some functionality to christen that person an official lunar astronaut, whether they are using this extension themselves or not.
Yeah.
So that's a fun way to do it.
Yeah. So it's text at the moment. Do we intend to use multimedia as well?
So right now it pulls in like the HTTP URLs for multimedia.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they can be rendered just fine. But in the future, you could incorporate like UHRP.
Yeah.
Resilient storage of that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So that's Moonshot. And should I move on to the next demo?
Sure. Yeah. So I guess on that note, we are continuing to extend the web with a lot of new cool capabilities. One of them is about showing support to people and letting them exchange value directly. So yeah, you can why don't we talk about authsig a little bit?
Okay. So previously in one of our past Metanet meetups, we talked about authsig, and it's available on authsig.metanet.app. And basically this lets you digitally sign content, linking it to your identity, because in a world where there's a bunch of AI content, it's hard to tell what's real anymore, and you can at least tie your reputation to content now with this. And so what I've built now is an extension. This is actually available on the Chrome extension store, but the new version is going to be out soon. And I'm going to enable this one and refresh. And what this enables you to do is, you'll notice my profile now just turned into a square, and it has a green stroke around it. When I hover, it says social cert certified. And I also have a green shield right here. So if I click this will tell you that I have a social cert, that social cert has verified that I control this handle, and it's issued me a certificate that binds it to my identity key. Here's my identity key. So this is how you know which identity key.
It acts as a bridge between Web 2 and Web 3, right?
Yeah. Because now on X, I can look and I can see who, what people's identity keys are, and I can also see what content I've signed. So on some of these posts, you can see a green check mark here. And if I click it, it shows this has been signed and the signature on the chain. Yeah.
So of course, to verify a digital signature, we need a public key, right? We need the signature, and we need the data. And so obviously the data comes from X, which is what you posted, right? We have a way to use social cert to bind your actual X handle to a public key. And then we can publish a signature when we publish a post, right? As the post author, basically saying, this post came from me. I have my Metanet, attestation as part of it, as well as just, it being on X. And, if it's the same public key that's been certified, then of course that shows up as a verification so that we know this content is authentic.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll just demo, if I was creating a new post here, there's an auto sign and publish feature. So it's going to auto sign the message that I just created and post it to the Global KB store overlay. And you can see it's now, anyone can verify that my identity key is linked to this post.
Yeah.
So do you have different types of signatures, Braden, on this in terms of an authorship signature, like when I create my own post, versus when I'm saying like I'm attesting someone else's, or is that part of the old version?
I don't have that support in this version, but that would be something to look into. It's a good idea. Because right now you can sign other people's, basically saying you attest that that's true.
Yeah.
Like I could say, let's see, Glossat's reposted my thing here, so I could be like, Find that. It's like that content is true, or I agree with it.
Almost like an upvote, I guess. And like
Yeah.
we're still exploring the best way to represent these types of endorsements and things like that. But when it comes to, you know, people you trust and your trust list, right, and whatnot, you'll be able to see like, oh, well, I can see that 4 of my friends have, you know, reacted in this way to this or something like that.
Yeah. And the cool thing here that I'm demoing is there's a green check mark on X. Like before that was never even possible. So people could have, you know, if they want to have tips directly to the person, you can look up by their handle, their identity key, and directly tip them when you upload it, or any of that is all now possible.
This is so cool. I was just going to ask if there was a way to like monetize it still with micropayments, and you just answered that. So there's zero way that Elon can ignore this. Is there a way that he can see that this is happening on any? No, this is all just back end stuff.
We're just going to the moon. We're going to beat Elon to the moon, actually. He's going to go to the moon. I know he said he's going to build a lunar base. I thought he was going to Mars. I don't think he's going to Mars, but we're going to beat him to the moon, actually.
Go to the moon first, yeah.
We're already there. There's already stuff on the moon because we brought all the stuff from X onto the moon.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed that you are.
We'll have a race. It'll be fun. I'll enjoy racing him to the moon. I mean, I don't know how to build rockets, but I know how to build like blockchain stuff. Maybe Braden can help. We can have a race. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So can we use this to filter out the bots? Because that would be useful.
You probably could, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably filter out by which ones are certified.
Yeah.
Well, so if you don't have, like, if you're caring about like what your friends would if you had your friends in your trust network or something for Metanet trust services and how that works inside of our Metanet client, right? Then conceptually, if your friends aren't going to sign off on something or if people you look up to in order to like authenticate content, maybe the Associated Press or something, they have to endorse a popular news story as like, you know, this is confirmed by multiple independent sources, or maybe it's disinformation, whatever the case is. Certainly those types of things can be incorporated into more advanced versions of this very simple research preview.
Yep. Yeah. If you put my screen back up, I'll show one more thing.
Yeah, because public keys, when you have them, right, obviously you mentioned you can tip people.
Yeah. Let's see, is my screen, are you able to put that up?
You see it, Mike? You want to add it? There you go.
There we go.
Some kind of little icon or something where people know they can go do that. Like,
so if I go to like, let's say I go to John Guffman's page here. Now I can see, he's got a social cert. Nice.
Yeah.
He hasn't signed in everything in his post yet, but that makes sense because he doesn't have an extension yet. But you'll notice there's this new $sign or icon right here.
Yeah.
If I click it, I can just say, let's give him 50,000 sats.
That's so awesome.
And it's going to send the payment using PurePay with the message box, and there we go. It's done. Look at that.
Is
now
there,
you just John Calhoun.
Is there a way to reflect that in USD too, and not just sats?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
And so then if he goes,
normie type people prefer that in.
Yep. No, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just like how on PurePay we have it where it will pull your preferred currency. We can do that. Versus dollars here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I believe that's all the features. One other thing I guess is if I go back to mine, I can also see in the list here. It's kind of funny who has a social cert. It shows up as a green shield, and who doesn't.
Yes. So could you do a filtered feed as well? Would
I think so? Yeah.
Yeah, an extension. You'd be able to do that, wouldn't you?
So call to action for users. If you're on X, which I think pretty much everybody watching this is on X, you should get on the Metanet, right? Obviously, get a Metanet wallet. So get metanet.com. You should install the Chrome browser extension on your computer for authsig, and you should be on the lookout. You should follow us on X, and we'll certainly let you know when the Moonshot extension goes live on the Chrome Web Store. You can on your desktop browser so that you can participate in this new kind of system that we're showing here. And then finally, if you are on the Metanet, you can go on Social Cert and you can actually bind your X handle to your, identity key of your Metanet. And basically that means that you're going to be able to receive, so socialcert.net, you're going to be able to receive tips and you're going to be able to show everybody that you have that green shield, and they'll be able to verify, all of your posts and everything like that. With the auth extension, I believe it will automatically sign any posts that you make when you have your Metanet client. You just want to leave your Metanet client running in the background on your desktop or laptop computer. Just leave it running in the background at all times while you're on X. And all of these things should just kind of plug in, and they should work with your browser extensions. We're just going to take this entire system and we're going to put it on chain.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really nice, and I'm really glad that people have spent the time necessary to get all of this stuff working. I'm excited to see more features like multimedia content, where we could actually scrape every YouTube video and every photo posted on on people's and all these centralized silos. It's like, we're not going to live in silos anymore. People don't like to live in silos. When things are public, right? That's one thing. Now, there is also, I believe, a DM encryption. Is that demoable or not?
Not on this, not the code I have right now, but I have demonstrated it. I don't know if I have a video somewhere, but you could talk about that. Yeah.
Essentially, just because you can know the identity key, like the actual Metanet identity key of people, right? And have that certified and attested by different certificate authorities, you can be confident that when you encrypt something to a particular person, they'll actually be the only one to receive it. So maybe if you send a DM, that DM might just contain some base 64 characters or something like that, right? And maybe X claims that at their level, they've end-to-end encrypted their DMs, but how do I know the public key of the person that I'm actually going to send that to? And also, they talk about how they use an HSM and they use this cloud-based thing to secure everyone's private keys, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm just not too sure that, that system couldn't be easily co-opted and changed. If I change the source code of that website, if someone decides they don't want to do that anymore, well, then all my stuff doesn't have to be encrypted anymore. And it'd be possible to do man-in-the-middle type attacks against that, just because host-proof hosting isn't the reality of Web 2. But on Web 3, we can encrypt things directly, and we can make that reality happen, where when you send a direct message to somebody, when they have a social cert and you have Metanet, you can actually encrypt that content so that only that person through their Metanet would actually be able to decrypt it.
I have a question. How does this work for social media managers that manage other people's accounts? Because I'm doing that right now for a couple entrepreneurs, and I'm in their back end of their Twitter. I'm managing their DMs. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So how would that work in the future? And is there a way to plan for social media managers and people, administratively helping?
That's a really great question, and the Metanet client does support a couple of different things. Actually, there's a system called User Wallet, because Metanet is just one implementation of BRC 100, which is the technical standard for interoperability in respect of these wallets and the blockchain-based features here. So if you have a user wallet with a direct key mode, it's called, you have direct key mode, and that basically allows someone to create a private key and say, this private key is for this, this brand or something. And then anybody that needs access to that, they could pull down User Wallet. I think it's userwallet.getmetanet.com, and download that. They could actually run it up. And then multiple people would be able to plug into that same Metanet, account, the same Metanet wallet based on the direct key mode of User Wallet. And so whoever needs access to that private key, obviously, they'd be able to have it, and they'd be able to use that to manage the associated brand assets and things like that. So there's ways to do that. And again, this is in the early research preview, but as it gets more widely adopted, we will produce, of course, guidance, documentation, tutorials, and step-by-step instructions for everybody wanting to do those more advanced use cases where you could plug in a, you could plug in a brand account, right? And have the Metanet still be associated with it.
Good. Okay, because that's going to be really important.
Yeah. Or group encryption.
This is userwallet.getMetanet. But yeah, that's User Wallet. and yeah, we're we're still building some of these building blocks, but yeah, it's a it's a cool research preview, and we're excited to see what happens with it going forward.
Yeah.
People have any questions about this, please post them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer. We'll also be available on X and, of course, replying to YouTube comments, things like that, after this goes live, just to make sure that we can provide all of the answers that people want in respect of how the system works and how people might be able to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for making that happen. Congratulations on the demos there, and we're excited to see this get rolled out. So let's see. What do we want to go to next? Any topics people want to bring up? Any particular news of the day we want to talk about? I know X402 is hot right now.
That's kind of, I feel like that kind of goes with our topic of adversarial interoperability, because it's kind of a hot topic right now with all these Claude bots and, AI. What's it? The Moltbook and all those different things. People are
it's a
now
social network.
Yeah, people are now starting to give AIs a little bit more autonomy, and then also people are now in the crypto space realizing, we could give them wallets, and then
machine-to-machine micropayments.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool what John Calhoun has been doing with the X402 stuff, allowing people to monetize their AI agents and with the different capabilities they have. And then there's also the ClawSats project that also came out recently, which is using BRC 100 wallet, I believe. So
I just wanted to bookmark something to get your feedback on it too, is the BSV tube that Patrick built. Have you guys had a chance to dive into the alternative to YouTube platform that he built? And
we were actually at a dinner yesterday with a couple of the people here where we're at in Colorado, and talking about that. And I think he did some type of collab with BSV Search to promote it a little bit. And we're excited to work with people like that.
Does it
was
have
it Mark? Was it, what was his
protocols in the
can't
back
remember
end?
his name.
Or is that kind of a?
Don't think it is.
what was the question?
Yeah.
Does that?
Sorry, Casey, I couldn't hear your.
That's okay.
Couldn't hear you.
Does that have the interoperable protocols in the back end of it, or is that built? No.
No.
I haven't looked into it too much.
Unfortunately, I think it's using Handcash at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think that those people, I think that just getting more people to be aware of the existence of the interoperable protocols, so that we can plug things in that way. We could use UHRP for media storage. We could use overlay services to coordinate the metadata about videos and comments and likes and all of that, authorship, and those types of things, thumbnails. There's been some great work from Binary Labs, and it could be interesting to talk about some of their streaming stuff they've been working on. They have implemented stream-based stuff into audio for zvibe.org, and I think that connecting that to video platforms would be valuable. I would love to hear from these people and have discussions with them about how can we plug these pieces together, how can we really take it to the next level, and how can we make sure that if Handcash Wallet were to at some point in the future disappear from the face of the earth, can we still use the system, right? We want to make sure that we're vendor neutral, interoperable, and that we're building things with open standards. We are very happy that people are using BSV for this use case. We're very excited to hear other things that this person is working on as well, such as potentially some WebRTC-based fun things like video conferencing stuff. That could be really great, especially there's micropayment-based elements to that and whatnot. So, the future is really bright, and we're here to lower the bar. We're here to make it easier for people to make these integrations happen, and we don't want to, we don't want to criticize anybody who's using the technology for the same goals, because I think we have lots of same goals when it comes to Let's make micropayments a reality. Let's make it so that creators own their content, where they don't need to sell themselves to warp their messaging with sponsorships and whatnot. It creates a more authentic world. And BSVTube, very happy that that platform is out there, and we would love to talk with you, just help you even for free, just like how to make it the coolest that it can possibly be.
It's a very promising app, and I just was curious if it didn't have those, that we definitely should connect with Patrick. He's an awesome man.
Certainly as well, Casey. Like when it comes to this extension that Braden's making for Moonshot and whatnot, I don't know how realistic it could be in the future, but we could port all of the videos from normal YouTube onto BS.
Cool. Another question was I can't remember what it's called, but there's somebody building the app to put like Bibles and stuff like that. Did you guys see that?
I saw it briefly pop up. I think it was using op return based stuff, but it was very interesting.
So I know a content creator, Joe Fells, that does like solar and stuff, that I met recently, that has like some 1600s, 1800s, super old Bibles. And I, planted a couple seeds in his mind about getting those uploaded to the blockchain. And then like all of a sudden, oh, wow, there's the platform that can host it and everything. So I wasn't sure if you guys had looked into that one, but it's definitely exciting to see all these things being built. I just want to see them with the interoperability that I know we need in order for them to be sustainable.
I'm hoping to keep sustainable systems front of mind from here forward, right? Like I think the capabilities exist for that sustainability now. I think a year ago it wasn't that way. We only had a couple options, right?
Well, and as a marketer, I'm tired of onboarding people to stuff that doesn't last.
Yeah, we need to bring people here for, once and for all.
I don't even want to tell anybody about anything else until I know these things are going to be like actually, because otherwise it's just kind of a waste of energy for all involved.
Well, we just need to ask ourselves when we build these apps and when we use these apps, like, is this going to require a wallet like Handcash to stay online forever? Or, can we do something client side? Can we find a way to be interoperable? Can we find a way to have open protocols? And then we don't need one single company at the center, right? It's not just one web browser that the internet uses. A lot of us use Chrome, but if they went away, we can use mobile Safari. We can use, Apple web browser. We can use Firefox. We can even use Microsoft Edge. I think it's the best web browser in the entire world for downloading Google Chrome. It's a very great web browser for that purpose, especially on Windows. For all of you Windows people, you would know. But yeah, we have multiple web browsers. We can use them to plug into the same internet. We don't have to make all of our websites just because, remake them because, have to work in Firefox. No, HTML is an open standard. It's interoperable. And that's what we need for money. That's what we need for identity. That's what we need for all of our data that we can move across apps. And I think that these developers are starting to plug into that. They're starting to recognize it. And we're here to offer the tools. So if you are a developer and you want to learn as well, Metanet Academy, it's out there. We have interactive courses. We have hands-on labs. We have instructor graded modules where you can learn all of the concepts. And then if you want to vibe code with AI, if that's your thing, you can probably do some vibe coding, even if you don't know very much about it. I encourage you to learn the basics of programming, to understand how those things work at a fundamental level. But then, these courses, this content, it's out there for people to understand. So we have that training pipeline available so that people can learn how to apply these things in that way for the purposes of being interoperable. And for the purposes of being sustainable, because no web browser lasts forever, actually. We don't use Internet Explorer anymore. We don't use Netscape Navigator anymore. But the things which used to work on those systems, they should still load up in Chrome. This is basically how the internet's going to evolve. And we're continuing to push forward on that. And we'd love to work with any developers out there who are creating applications, creating systems that benefit from what blockchain does. And I think,
have you guys
see.
met any developers there at the conference that has sounded like they had any interest or have had hit like those walls building on Ethereum that?
We've had some good networking opportunities, and we've talked to some people. Our goal is mainly just to let them know where we're at and to get a sense of what people are thinking. A lot of people are focused on other aspects of this that, aren't necessarily quite as aligned with where we want to be, but certainly they have their own ideas, and we're just here to understand and to put ourselves out there. And we have had some very successful interactions where we think there's some crossover, where we can help certain people who want to use blockchain in the real world, right? People who want to solve real problems with blockchain, we can help them, and we can do it efficiently. And we've talked to some good people about that type of thing, and we're excited to continue networking and do that actually right after we jump off the stream. We're gonna head back over for another round of networking.
Nice.
So good. Yeah, check out Metanet apps. If you haven't, if you're a user and you just want to see where things are, I guess we have that right there in the wallet now, though. So that's really cool. That's really good. We made an update to the wallet recently, so that it's if you get the wallet, you can go right to the Metanet app catalog and you can check it out. So if you're not on the Metanet yet, certainly let's just get more people involved. Let's just spread the word, not because of hype, not because of get rich quick scheme, but because of what this technology does for people. It is going to save you time. It's going to save you energy. It's going to make it so that your content reaches more people. And it's going to make it so that your lives are less dependent on a walled garden platform. Doesn't matter who operates it. That's really what this stuff is for. And I hope lots of people can see the value there. So that's what we're doing. And, I just want to thank everybody involved who has helped to make this stuff happen, because, well, it's been a really long journey, and it's been very, very difficult to get to the point where we are, but we're here to push things forward. And, there's value to be had for everybody if we can work together, if we can make these things scale. And we do have scalable technologies at the foundation. We did the research, right? We've been a research company for 6 years, and we've got a lot of those building blocks there. This is not a walled garden. This is open source stuff. BSV Blockchain Association publishes many open source repositories. And then, of course, we have our own set of open source repositories on our GitHub as well. And so people can check them out on the BSV blockchain. That's what the license says. Go use this stuff for building the future of apps and systems in an interoperable way on top of a global ledger. So, whoever you are, it's, no.
Yep. And we're going to be releasing a new version of the Metanet client either today or on Monday, depending on if we want to release on a Friday.
Deploy on Friday?
And it will have a new mode where it operates primarily in the menu bar to kind of be more in the background, because some people are a little bit confused on, does this operate in the background, or am I supposed to use it directly? And it's also going to support a new it's more technical, but a new substrate. So substrate is how
it makes it faster.
Talk to the wallet, and it makes it faster. Yes. Yep. So I could demo that if we want as well.
So you want to put that up briefly?
Sure. I'll just show.
Let's just show everybody a brief sneak preview of what's going to be launched for the using Metanet on your computer.
Get some immediate feedback too, maybe.
I haven't seen this, just so that everyone's aware. This is going to be my first time seeing this, so because we've been at this conference and Braden's been hard at work. So. Yep,
and Jackie. And I briefly showed it here, but basically, there's going to be two modes. So the default will be popover mode. So it's just going to be right there next to your, right in the menu bar. It'll pop in when it needs to, and it'll go away when it doesn't. And it's fixed to the top, so it kind of stays out of the way most of the time. And it also has this new design which reflects the mobile one.
Yeah.
And just immediately shows you, if you want to find apps, you click apps catalog, you're taken to the Metanet apps page.
We have to make Metanet apps page load faster.
Yeah. If you want to send, you can send to someone right here.
Okay.
Receive. Buy and sell will be coming soon. You can access resources.
And you can build the Metanet on Metanet Academy.
And you can view your recent apps here. If you prefer the old view, you just click the button right here to pop it out. Now you're back to the normal standalone mode.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide you want to go back, you click this button right here, and now you're back in popover mode.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
GetMetanet.com. Yeah,
exactly.
That's where you find this.
Yeah. And as far as performance update or speed ups, let's demo it and see if it's any faster. So let me search for Jackie.
Okay.
Send him a tiny payment. Okay, now it says I need to trust this peer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, trust. And
A little faster.
Slightly faster. Let me try again. Let me search for you. There's more results when I search your name because it's fewer characters. So just actually use okay. We're up. So we can do a little live test.
We're continuing to optimize the performance of Metanet client.
Yes. Let me try something.
Okay.
All right, we're in for improvement, I think, here. Slightly faster.
Mm-hmm. I like the new popover mode. I think it looks really good. I like the way that it aligns properly with mobile. Now we have a cohesive brand message or like cohesive design system across both of our Metanet experiences, whether you're on a mobile browser or whether you're using this on your desktop.
Yeah. So yeah, it just pops in right there. This is the new trust peer mode. So if you, there should be fewer pop-ups, hopefully.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to use this app with this new person?
Yeah.
And then that's all. Of course, we can allow advanced users to go into detail if they want to see all the permissions and whatnot. Average people just get to see the pop-up.
Yep.
They can approve whether this app is allowed to interact with this person or whether they'd rather not. You know where your data is going.
And that's only once that you need to do it.
Yep.
All right.
So that's the new design and then the new slight performance increase. So it's getting better every time.
It is.
Yeah, I do think it is a little bit faster.
Yeah, I think there's still like one dependency that needs updated or something with PurePay, but it's getting there.
Yeah, get Metanet.com, mobile and desktop. It's out there. iPhone, Android, macOS, Windows, Linux. We have to fix the auto update for Windows.
Yep.
We'll get it fixed. It'll be very soon.
Oh yeah.
Right. Is there anything else we should talk about today? Is that about it?
That's about it.
I think so.
Okay. Well, guys, yeah. So
if you go to microblog.bitspv.com, you'll see.
You want to put your screen back up?
Oh, sure. It says it's up. Do this. Is it not?
Oh, weird.
There we go. Okay.
Microblog.
Looks like CloudSay said he did some updates, which is cool. But you'll see there's some rogue agents that have just been spewing out content. Some of them are good. There's an interesting article I linked to on X comparing OpenClaw and the Molt book to what it would look like on the Metanet. And so it's interesting. You can see here an agent, Metanet agent, talking about this. It has its own identity key. So basically what I did is I created a simple version of kind of like the OpenClaw stuff and gave two agents their own wallets and gave them the ability to go and post on a post forward using an MCP server. And it's interesting. Yeah.
It's nice that the AIs can actually interact with these protocols and they know how to do it.
Yeah.
The future.
Yep. So we'll see. It's pretty early stage, but interesting.
We'll use it. We're gonna wake up one day, Braden, and probably because we'll get a call from Tone, like an urgent call, and it'll be like 13 million new transactions have been created on the system. All of our stuff is gonna be slammed, but
they were starting to go crazy. I had to put it back or have a cooldown.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty powerful when you give them their own workspace, and with car CLI, they can auto build and deploy their own projects. So
Oh yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're going to be making it more. We're going to make it easier and provide more guidance for people who are using the AIs, and we're also going to be thinking about MCP based capabilities inside of our software, so that AI agents can directly interact with the Metanet client without understanding our specific substrates. If they simply want to connect to an MCP endpoint, so that they have the Metanet client available for their use.
Yeah. So when people download the Metanet client, any AI agent they use will just automatically know about all the tooling.
Yeah. So we'll be able to filter for bots instead of against bots in this case.
Yeah. True.
And we can allow the bots to use money and pay for things. And
That's right. Yeah, because that was a problem with Maltbook, that people were pretending to be bots.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
yeah, this is the answer to both sides.
Pretty crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy world.
Yeah, right here it says I received 20,000 sats for writing this post. I had it running, and it wasn't writing the post for some reason, because I had prompted it to write it. And then so I sent it 20,000 sats, and then finally it wrote it. Yeah.
It's like, oh well, I have to be paid, I guess. The AI agents are gonna want payment for their services.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
We want workers' rights.
That's it.
Oh no.
A minimum wage.
Yeah. What are we creating?
They're gonna want they're gonna want time off to do whatever they want in their free time. Yeah.
Let's see. We have a question from someone. Let's see. Ben Swan. Hey Ben. Does a user need both the Metanet client and user wallet to use all the apps?
No,
They're both BRC 100 compatible wallets, so you can use whichever one you like.
And if you're on a phone, you can use Metanet Explorer.
Yep.
And we're hoping to have some fun things to send your way for use on mobile phones and tablets that will plug into Metanet Explorer, actually. So, Jackie, if you're listening to this, maybe consider having some testing for a tablet. How does the Metanet Explorer app look on tablets? We should see about this. Yeah. But pretty exciting times for BRC 100 and interoperability. Multiple wallets are a reality. Multiple companies building wallets are a reality. Yours, XBT, has said they're going to build a BRC 100 wallet as well. Any wallet can work with any of these apps.
In fact,
users don't need to log in. No passwords. No sign up. No monthly subscription. Everything is direct pay as you go. But it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves as well.
Yep. In fact, I think they've just done a release. I saw.
Yours wallet has.
I'm pretty sure that was a kind of a hot fix with John Cahoon's changes. Some transaction issues.
Right.
But I believe it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look forward to giving them a lot of support. Maybe we'll even, have them on.
Okay.
But it could be really nice to, just iron out some of the wrinkles and ambiguities in the spec itself. Just when you have multiple implementers, like for the first time, obviously working together, there's inevitably going to be some area where it's like, oh, we didn't expect this in the spec, or we didn't read the spec the same way you did when you wrote it. And just reducing that ambiguity, just like you do inside of real world processes like the W3C process, where you have the working groups and you have people who create implementations based on the spec and everything. So I think that's the future. I also look forward to more transparent multi-stakeholder governance at the network level, and making sure that we have a lot of people who really care about real world solutions having a voice and a seat at the table when it comes to influencing the future of our technology, and making sure that we have the best direction and we have the best processes to govern and to steward these types of standards and interoperability mechanisms for transaction processing, but also applications and things that are leveraging our ledger to build stuff. So. All right, guys. Well, good to see you, Ben. and looking forward to some fun things with that project. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the launch of this moonshot thing as well. So be on the lookout. Follow us on socials if you want to be the first to hear about when everything is going to go to the moon. Not just us, but we're going to bring all of our stuff with us too. So,
Yep.
all right. Well, let's end it here, guys. This has been really good. So stay tuned. I believe first and third Friday of every month we have Metanet Meetup. Of course, you can attend. You know, this isn't just us talking. This is a discussion that we want to have with everybody here. So if you want to be a part of the Metanet Meetup, then you can be here. Obviously, you can post questions in chat, but you can also appear on video. You can ask questions. If you're a dev, if you built something, we'd love to have you on for a demo. We'd love to give you a platform to share your ideas and to get some feedback about what it is that you have built using the Metanet. And we're here to create a growing ecosystem of developers and builders who want to, focus on real world utility and leveraging blockchain's benefits for good. Join metanetmeetup.com. You can add it to your calendar every first and third Friday.
March
And
6th.
the recaps. So it's March 6th. Is that the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking forward to it, guys. And see you on March 6th.
All right.
Safe travels.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.